If you're living with diabetes, you've probably been warned to avoid fatty snacks. But what if the right kind of fat could actually heal your blood sugar, protect your nerves, and calm inflammation at the root? That's exactly what these three powerful nuts can do. In this video, you'll discover the top 3 nuts every diabetic should add to their daily diet, not just for blood sugar control, but for heart protection, improved insulin function, better fertility, sharper nerves, and even relief from diabetic skin and sleep issues. These aren't trendy superfoods or expensive supplements. They're affordable, science-backed whole foods available in almost every U.S. grocery store. And we're going deeper than just eat almonds. You'll learn exactly why each nut works, how much to eat, and how to use them for maximum healing. Plus, there's one rare nut that works like natural selenium therapy. And yes, you'll also get the ultimate diabetic-friendly nuts recipe at the end. Let's dive into the best nuts for every diabetic body. First on the list, pistachios, vibrant, earthy, and slightly sweet. Pistachios aren't just a colorful snack. They're a powerhouse of diabetic support in every green kernel. For people living with type 2 diabetes, pistachios offer something most snacks can't. They actively lower blood sugar, improve insulin sensitivity, and protect against cardiovascular and nerve damage. These small but mighty nuts are packed with protein, fiber, healthy fats, and rare compounds that regulate metabolism and even improve blood vessel function. And unlike many so-called healthy snacks, pistachios have research-backed benefits that directly target the root issues of diabetes, including chronic inflammation, oxidative stress, and glucose intolerance. Let's look at the nutritional profile. 1 ounce of pistachios, about 49 kernels, contains approximately 159 calories, 13 grams of fat, 6 grams of protein, and 8 grams of total carbohydrates, including 3 grams of fiber. This brings the net carbs to just 5 grams per serving. The glycemic index of pistachios is extremely low, around 15, and their glycemic load is only 2 to 3. That means they digest slowly, cause minimal blood sugar spikes, and offer sustained energy, especially important for diabetics who experience post-meal crashes or frequent hunger. In one study, diabetics who consumed pistachios daily for 12 weeks showed improved fasting glucose, reduced insulin resistance, and even better lipid profiles without gaining weight. What makes pistachios especially valuable is their rich blend of nutrients that support both insulin signaling and vascular repair. 1 ounce delivers about 290 milligrams of potassium, 6% of the daily value, 15 milligrams of magnesium, 4% of the daily value, and 1.1 milligrams of vitamin B6, 65% of the daily value. A rare and important B vitamin that helps regulate glucose metabolism, nerve function, and hormone balance. B6 is often deficient in diabetics, and pistachios offer a convenient, absorbable form that restores this critical nutrient while also supporting serotonin and melatonin production. Important for mood, sleep, and appetite control. But pistachios don't stop at blood sugar. These nuts also protect your heart and blood vessels with their potent antioxidant compounds like lutein, zeaxanthin, and gamma-tocopherol, a form of vitamin E. These antioxidants reduce oxidative stress in arteries, support eye health, and may even protect against diabetic retinopathy. One study found that pistachios helped reduce LDL cholesterol and improve endothelial function, which means better blood flow and oxygen delivery to nerves, muscles, and organs. That's vital for preventing complications like neuropathy and kidney strain. Here's a fun fact. Pistachios are one of the only nuts that contain complete protein, meaning they provide all 9 essential amino acids, making them especially useful for diabetics following plant-based diets. Despite being high in fat, they're one of the lowest calorie nuts per ounce, thanks to their high protein and fiber content that promotes satiety and curb cravings. A common myth is that pistachios are too salty or fattening for diabetics. But here's the truth. Unsalted pistachios are naturally low in sodium, and when portioned properly, they support weight control and appetite regulation. In fact, cracking pistachios from the shell slows down eating speed, increasing mindfulness and reducing total calorie intake, making them a weight loss-friendly option for diabetics who struggle with overeating. Helpful tip: For a blood sugar-friendly snack, eat 1 ounce of unsalted pistachios alongside a few cucumber slices or celery sticks mid-afternoon. The fiber, water, and fat combination helps stabilize glucose levels, reduce hunger, and prepare your body for a smoother insulin response at dinner. You can also crush pistachios and sprinkle them over Greek yogurt or roasted vegetables for added crunch and nutrition. Here's something to keep in mind. Always choose unsalted, dry roasted pistachios without added oils or flavorings. Many packaged versions come with added sugar, canola oil, or honey glaze, which can quickly turn a diabetic-friendly food into a glucose-spiking trap. Also, stick to 1 ounce per serving, as pistachios are calorie-dense, even though they're nutrient-rich. Priced at around $5 to $7 per pound in the U.S., pistachios are accessible, satisfying, and versatile. And for diabetics, they offer a rare trifecta: blood sugar control, heart protection, and nerve support. These green gems aren't just a pretty snack. They're a scientifically proven therapy disguised as food. But if you're looking for a nut that can help balance hormones, support thyroid function, and boost fertility, all while lowering fasting glucose, then the next one on our list might surprise you with its mineral-rich power. Second on the list, Brazil nuts. Buttery, rich, and slightly earthy. Brazil nuts may look like oversized almonds, but what they deliver inside the diabetic body is far more powerful. These exotic nuts from the Amazon rainforest aren't just a snack. They're a deeply medicinal food, loaded with selenium, magnesium, healthy fats, and antioxidants that target some of the most stubborn complications diabetics face. With just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts a day, you can support your thyroid, improve insulin function, lower blood sugar, reduce nerve inflammation, and even protect your brain and fertility. For people living with type 2 diabetes, Brazil nuts offer something rare: healing that works on multiple systems: nervous, hormonal, vascular, and metabolic, all in one creamy bite. Let's begin with the basics. Brazil nuts have a glycemic index of 0 and a glycemic load of 0. Why? Because they're nearly free of digestible carbohydrates. 1 ounce of Brazil nuts, about 6 whole nuts, contains approximately 187 calories, 19 grams of fat, 4 grams of protein, and 3.3 grams of carbohydrates, including 2.1 grams of fiber, bringing the net carbs to just 1.2 grams per serving. That makes them one of the lowest carb, most blood sugar neutral nuts on the planet. For diabetics struggling with glucose spikes after meals or insulin resistance throughout the day, Brazil nuts offer slow digesting energy without triggering insulin surges. Now let's explore the nutrients, because this is where Brazil nuts truly shine. The standout is selenium. Just one Brazil nut contains 68 to 91 micrograms of selenium, which is 124% to 165% of the daily value. This trace mineral is essential for thyroid hormone activation, antioxidant enzyme production, like glutathione peroxidase, and immune regulation. Most diabetics are deficient in selenium due to inflammation, stress, poor gut absorption, and environmental toxins. Selenium helps reduce oxidative damage in insulin-producing pancreatic cells, supports proper thyroid metabolism, which is tightly linked to blood, sugar, and enhances fertility by improving testosterone and egg quality. But selenium isn't acting alone. Brazil nuts also provide about 106 milligrams of magnesium per ounce, which is 25% of the daily value, and about 205 milligrams of potassium, 4% of the daily value. Magnesium improves insulin receptor function, calms overexcited nerves, relaxes blood vessels, and reduces risk of heart arrhythmias, a major concern in diabetics with long-standing cardiovascular complications. Potassium supports electrolyte balance, blood pressure, and kidney filtration, all of which can be disrupted in type 2 diabetes. You'll also get 1.2 milligrams of zinc, 11% of the daily value, which supports wound healing, fertility, and immune resilience, plus copper, phosphorus, and small amounts of vitamin E to further shield your blood vessels and nerves from inflammation. The fat profile of Brazil nuts is primarily monounsaturated, 7 grams, and polyunsaturated fats, 6 grams per ounce, with only 4.3 grams of saturated fat. These healthy fats help reduce LDL cholesterol, increase HDL, and support liver detoxification, especially when replacing refined snacks or inflammatory oils in the diet. The healing benefits go deeper. Research shows that Brazil nut consumption improves insulin sensitivity and reduces fasting glucose. In one study, type 2 diabetics who ate one Brazil nut daily for 3 months experienced a significant reduction in fasting blood sugar and LDL cholesterol, along with improved glutathione activity, your body's master antioxidant system. Glutathione is crucial for diabetics because it neutralizes free radicals generated by high glucose levels, protecting cells from damage and slowing the progression of neuropathy, retinopathy, and kidney dysfunction. Brazil nuts are also incredibly protective for the nervous system. Their selenium content helps reduce nerve inflammation, supports myelin sheath integrity, and even lowers anxiety and depressive symptoms, common but underdiagnosed issues in people with long-term diabetes. For the brain, selenium boosts mental clarity, memory, and mood by supporting neurotransmitter balance. In fact, selenium deficiency is linked to increased cognitive decline in aging populations, and Brazil nuts are one of the few whole foods that can replenish it naturally. Here's a fun fact. Brazil nut trees can live for over 500 years, and they only grow in pristine rainforest ecosystems. The nuts fall from massive pods that resemble coconuts and require large forest mammals to crack them open in nature. This makes Brazil nuts one of the only foods in the world harvested entirely from wild trees, not farms, meaning they're free of pesticides, genetically modified inputs, or synthetic fertilizers. A common myth is that Brazil nuts are too high in selenium and dangerous for daily use. But here's the truth. Selenium toxicity is extremely rare from whole food sources like Brazil nuts unless consumed in very large quantities, over 10 nuts per day consistently. In reality, eating 1 to 2 Brazil nuts per day provides the perfect therapeutic dose of selenium for most adults, enough to restore blood levels without exceeding safety thresholds. As with all powerful foods, the key is portion control. Helpful pro tip. For best results, eat 1 to 2 raw or dry roasted Brazil nuts in the morning, ideally paired with a fiber-rich breakfast like chia pudding, Greek yogurt, or oatmeal. The healthy fats and selenium help activate antioxidant enzymes, reduce post-meal glucose spikes, and support thyroid hormones for steady energy. You can also crush Brazil nuts and sprinkle them over roasted vegetables or salads for added crunch and metabolic healing. One important reminder, always choose raw or dry roasted Brazil nuts with no added salt, sugar, or oils. Some packaged versions are coated in palm oil or honey glaze, which can spike insulin and negate the healing benefits. Store them in an airtight container in the refrigerator or freezer, as the high-fat content can go rancid over time. Because just 1 or 2 nuts delivers all the selenium you need, one bag can last weeks, making them one of the most cost-effective therapeutic foods for diabetes support. Price. At around $6 to $9 per pound in U.S. stores or online, Brazil nuts are slightly more expensive than peanuts or almonds, but their unmatched selenium content and blood sugar neutral profile make them worth every penny. For diabetics dealing with insulin resistance, chronic fatigue, nerve pain, or fertility challenges, Brazil nuts offer a nutritional tool that reaches deeper than most supplements can. So while Brazil nuts may look simple, they deliver elite-level healing. From the pancreas to the thyroid, from nerves to reproductive hormones, these wild rainforest gems prove that sometimes the smallest daily dose leads to the biggest long-term protection. But if you're looking for a nut that blends blood sugar control with appetite suppression, cholesterol balance, and heart protection, all while staying affordable and versatile, our next nut is a familiar favorite with the science to back up its reputation. Third on the list, almonds. Crisp, clean, and quietly powerful, almonds may be one of the most common nuts in the world. But for people living with diabetes, they're anything but ordinary. Behind every almond is a package of metabolic support, rich in magnesium, vitamin E, protein, fiber, and monounsaturated fats that not only stabilize blood sugar, but also calm inflammation, improve insulin sensitivity, and protect the eyes, nerves, kidneys, and heart. They are one of the few nuts clinically proven to lower A1C, reduce appetite, improve cholesterol, and offer real protection against diabetic complications. And all of that comes in just a small handful a day. Let's begin with the numbers. 1 ounce of almonds, about 23 whole nuts, contains around 164 calories, 14 grams of fat, 6 grams of protein, and 6 grams of carbohydrates, including 3.5 grams of fiber. That brings the net carbs to only 2.5 grams per serving, which is exceptionally low. Almonds have a glycemic index of just 15 and a glycemic load under 1. That means they are one of the most blood sugar neutral nuts available, making them safe even for diabetics with very sensitive glucose responses. In fact, multiple studies show that consuming almonds with high-carb meals reduces the post-meal glucose spike by up to 30% while simultaneously improving insulin secretion. Almonds are especially powerful for diabetics because of their magnesium content. 1 ounce provides about 76.5 milligrams of magnesium, which is 18% of the daily value. Magnesium helps activate insulin receptors, regulate nerve impulses, and reduce systemic inflammation. People with type 2 diabetes are often magnesium deficient, and this deficiency contributes to neuropathy, insulin resistance, high blood pressure, and fatigue. Almonds offer a simple, natural way to restore it daily without pills. Almonds also deliver a significant dose of vitamin E, about 7.3 milligrams per ounce, which is 49% of the daily value. Vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant that reduces oxidative stress in blood vessels, protects eye tissues from retinopathy, and supports hormone balance and fertility in both men and women. It also helps stabilize cell membranes, which is essential for protecting delicate pancreatic and nerve tissues from glucose-induced damage. Almonds are one of the richest natural sources of this crucial fat-soluble vitamin, making them ideal for diabetics with inflammatory complications. But the healing benefits don't stop there. Almonds also provide phosphorus, 13% of the daily value, manganese, 32% of the daily value, copper, 14% of the daily value, and riboflavin, 17% of the daily value, a B vitamin that supports energy metabolism and protects against oxidative brain damage. Almonds also contain arginine, an amino acid that improves blood vessel flexibility and circulation, helping to reduce the risk of cardiovascular issues, which remain the leading cause of death in people with type 2 diabetes. One of almonds' most unique strengths is its ability to suppress appetite and support weight loss, a key benefit for anyone trying to reverse insulin resistance. Almonds stimulate the release of satiety hormones like GLP-1 and peptide YY while reducing ghrelin, the hunger hormone. This hormonal feedback helps reduce late-night snacking and excessive calorie intake, which can sabotage glucose control. In one study, people who ate almonds as a snack consumed less total calories throughout the day without feeling deprived. The combination of fiber, protein, and healthy fat keeps the stomach full longer, reduces glucose variability, and prevents the common cycle of post-meal cravings that many diabetics face. Almonds also act as a gentle prebiotic. Their fiber content nourishes beneficial gut bacteria that produce short-chain fatty acids, compounds like butyrate and acetate that improve insulin sensitivity, reduce inflammation, and protect the gut barrier. For diabetics, this gut healing effect translates to better nutrient absorption and lower systemic stress. Almonds support healthier skin and hair, two areas often affected by poor circulation and nutrient loss in diabetics. The vitamin E, biotin, and copper in almonds help strengthen hair follicles, support collagen production, and improve skin elasticity. This can reduce dryness, flakiness, and slow the visible signs of aging linked to high blood sugar. Here's a fun fact. Almonds are technically not true nuts. They're seeds of the almond fruit, related to peaches and apricots. And unlike other nuts, they naturally have a protective skin rich in polyphenols, which have been shown to improve gut health and reduce LDL oxidation, a key factor in preventing plaque buildup in diabetic arteries. A common myth is that almonds are fattening or too high in calories to be safe for weight management. But research shows the opposite. When eaten in moderation, almonds actually support fat loss, especially around the abdomen, and reduce waist circumference. The fats they contain are monounsaturated, the same type found in olive oil, which supports heart health, improves insulin sensitivity, and reduces inflammation markers like CRP, C-reactive protein. Helpful pro tip. For best results, eat 1 ounce of almonds as a mid-morning or afternoon snack, or pair them with a small piece of fruit like a green apple to blunt its sugar absorption. The fat and protein in almonds slow gastric emptying and reduce the glycemic impact of the meal, giving your pancreas time to release insulin gradually rather than in a spike. You can also slice almonds over a salad, blend them into a smoothie, or use natural almond butter as a spread on whole grain toast or cucumber slices. One helpful reminder, always choose raw or dry roasted, unsalted almonds. Avoid flavored varieties like honey roasted or chocolate covered, which are often packed with added sugars and processed oils. If you prefer almond butter, look for jars with only one ingredient, almonds or almonds and salt if needed. Stir well before use and refrigerate after opening to preserve freshness and nutrient quality. One gentle caution, because almonds are high in oxalates, people with a history of kidney stones should consult a healthcare provider before eating them in large amounts. And while almonds are incredibly nutrient-rich, they're also calorie-dense, so stick to 1 ounce per serving and avoid mindless snacking from large bags. Price. At around $4 to $6 per pound in U.S. stores, almonds are affordable, versatile, and widely available. And for diabetics, they're one of the most trusted, research-supported foods you can rely on. Whether your goal is to improve your A1C, repair damaged nerves, lower cholesterol, or simply feel full and energized between meals. So while almonds may be common, their healing power is anything but ordinary. From blood sugar control to fertility support, from nerve health to weight loss, almonds offer layered protection that touches every part of the diabetic experience. Ultimate Diabetic-Friendly Nuts Recipe. If you're looking for the most effective and delicious way to enjoy these healing nuts, try this powerful combination: a small daily mix of almonds, pistachios, and Brazil nuts, each carefully portioned for blood sugar balance and diabetic healing. Start with 1 ounce of raw unsalted almonds, about 23 pieces, which offer a steady dose of vitamin E, magnesium, and fiber. Add 3/4 of an ounce of shelled pistachios, roughly 49 kernels, for a boost of antioxidants, plant protein, and potassium. Then include just 1 Brazil nut, which is enough to deliver over 100% of your full daily value for selenium, a trace mineral essential for insulin regulation and thyroid balance. Sprinkle in half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon to naturally enhance glucose metabolism, and optionally add a teaspoon of chia seeds for extra fiber and satiety. Gently mix the ingredients and store the blend in an airtight container in the refrigerator to preserve freshness and nutrients. This mix is designed to be enjoyed in 3 parts, just 1/3 each day, which delivers approximately 160 to 180 calories, making it ideal for a blood sugar-friendly snack. Eat it in the afternoon to curb evening cravings, or 1 hour before bed to support nighttime glucose control, nerve repair, and melatonin release. The synergy of nutrients, vitamin E, selenium, healthy fats, and plant-based compounds can help calm inflammation, reduce oxidative stress, and support nerve, heart, and fertility health. Keep the mix cool, avoid storing it in plastic for more than 3 days, and enjoy it slowly, chewing mindfully to maximize absorption and digestive benefit. This isn't just a snack, it's a healing protocol disguised as a treat. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone managing diabetes, and subscribe for more science-backed tips that truly heal from the inside out.